It's too late now to turn around and back again.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. In this video, I'm going to share with you my Frugal Frocks 2021 dress. As you guys can see, it doesn't quite look like the poppy. Meet me in the next clip to find out a little bit more. Okay, so most of you guys know that the poppy dress was #1 on my to sew list for this challenge, while things totally went a different direction after I washed my fabric. I did not pay close attention when I shared in my Friday sews that it seemed like the color bled through. I did look at some parts of it, but it did not seem terrible. However, after further investigation, and actually when I laid this fabric down to cut my poppy dress, I realized that yes, it did bleed through and I couldn't salvage it to where I could make the dress. I had thought about using certain parts of this fabric to create the skirt half and then use some leftover denim that I had as the bodice and the tie. However, that would not work because my mind will constantly go to this fabric has red bled all over it and in certain spots, and the white isn't crisp as it could be. So that is why I totally scrapped the poppy dress for now. So I'm going to show you the fabric and what I had thought initially had happened. So after I washed this, dried it, I had thought that it looked like the fabric bled. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I'm just seeing things and it's like the red showing through from the back, you know, because it's not like evenly distributed roses on roses and such. But after laying it out and really taking a good look, you can see that there are some bled spots on it. I don't know if you can see some of them there. Certain parts are worse than others. Like this side is really bad. Look, it's, I mean, you can tell like there's a spot right there and one over here. And you can see that the white isn't as crisp as it could be. So with that said, I decided to go out there and look for another pattern that I could use for this challenge that would not be too taxing on my brain and that I can actually complete successfully and feel really happy about it, and use some of the fabrics that I had shared in my previous or my announcement of taking part into this challenge. So this is the dress back here. It is the Vinca from Mood. I did go back to Mood. I mean, I like Mood and I enjoyed the fabrics that I received. This one just did not work well for me. I'm not sure if something happened to my detergent or what, because I've seen other people make really nice makes with this fabric and it didn't seem like they had any issue. So this is the Vinca, like I said. I really like this dress. I love that it has this really nice sloping, a one shoulder, scooped neck. It translates this curve here all the way to the back, which you guys will see in the 360 when I share that. I also tried my best and I don't think I did as good as I wanted. I should have cut the sleeve from this portion of the fabric and get a little bit of the darker pieces. That way all of this would have been light and matching, and then the darker piece would definitely match with the borders of the dress. But it turned out really good. I took about 2 hours to make this dress. If I followed everything to T and if it fit right, that would have been the end of it, because it really did take about 2 hours to complete. But what had happened was this pattern is made for someone with some crazy hips, because I just don't have that amount of hip. And when I put the dress on, between my waist and my hip area, there was like these saddlebags. You can feel it, like you can hold the fabric and shake it, because it was not touching my hip. So there was just this extra fabric on this side. And I was like, oh God, I gotta go down a size, because initially I had cut this at 12 because I have broad shoulders. So basically, I know that my shoulders are broader. I always go up a size for my dresses because of my shoulders. However, most of the time, I never really have to deal with the skirt or the hip piece. It kind of just always works right, but not for this one. And I think it just has a lot to do with the fact that this is a super fitted dress and you see everything, and that's why I noticed that the hip was just too much. I had to take about 1.75 inches out of the hip area because it was just so bad. And one thing I did was I took out all my stitching. So all my seams, I had to take them out and cut them down to a size 10, and still it still was a little bit big in that hip area, and that was really frustrating because I had this seam to take, this seam, the sleeves, and I cut it down, and the stitch that I used was the stretch stitch. So my machine does the stretch stitch, and I'm sure everyone else's does that. So the initial stitch goes in, comes out one, comes back down, and comes back forward. So that's 3 thread in one stitch, and that's the entire thing. So I had to take that out. It took me about 40 minutes to take out every single stitch on this seam of this dress to redo it so that I could cut it down and get a perfect fit. Other than that, I do like the dress. I love how it looks now. I love the fabric. I think it turned out really good. And for something that was free, aside from them not telling you when to sew the neckline, it's not a bad thing. Again, the Vinca is one of the older patterns in Mood's catalog, so you have to go really deep to find it. And I like it. I think it turned out great. I enjoyed taking part in this challenge. I do want to attempt this next year again for the challenge, and just focus more on finding detailed patterns. I like intricate details, and I want to spend more time finding patterns like that, and also taking time to actually sew them and really enjoy the process instead of having to deal with something like this 2 weeks before sew day, and then when I actually sat down to sew it, what, 2 or 3 days before? No, yeah, it was 2 or 3 days. I mean, I know my sewing skills, so I know I can sew something in 2 or 3 days once it's all cut out. So I don't ever really feel that pressured. It just depends on how much details that's in the project. And the poppy dress really doesn't have a lot of crazy details. So I knew that it would take 2 or 3 days for me to sew that dress. It's just when you wait that close to a deadline, you never know what else is going to happen, and that is what happened to me. You know I can finish the dress in 3 days. I did not anticipate the fabric just going its own way and being unable to use. So yeah, next year is going to be a better year. I am really excited to go do my 360 of this dress. The sun is just coming out. It looks beautiful, so I'm going to grab it while it's out there, do my twirl, get back here and end this video.
It's too late now to turn around and back again. I made my bed and now I lay my head in it. And I'm sorry I'm not perfect, but I knew that I wouldn't be. I guess it's for the best, you know the worst in me. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. And I feel misunderstood, cause I'm trying hard to love. I'm sorry, my actions voice so I can listen back again. And I'm sorry I'm not perfect, but I knew that I wouldn't be. I guess it's for the best, you know the worst in me.
So, what do you all think of the 360 of this Vinca dress from Mood? It is a very sexy dress. I love how the fabric turned out. I like that I worked the sleeve in as best I could to match up with the borders of this dress. I could have done better, but I think it turned out really well. I love it. I love the feel. I like the fit. I did adjustments of my own, as you guys know, but overall I think it turned out amazing. So I want to say a big shout out to Sam of Frugalissima and Ruan of the Yorkshire Girl. The Yorkshire So Girl. I always mess up that name. Ruan, I'm so sorry. But you guys are awesome. You did amazing with this challenge. Don't forget to go check out all the other sewists out there that are partaking in this challenge. Check them out. Visit them on Instagram. Like their pages and their feed. And yeah, just enjoy the challenge. I look forward to doing it in 2022 and just doing it amazingly and on time and finding the perfect dress out there that reflects my personality and all that I like to do. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. I will see you guys real soon. Bye bye.
No good at being good, but I never said I